screen. Okay, so I was in the Palo Alto batch. Let me stop this lab. So what we are going to discuss, Mawakina, today.
Yep.
Topic, we have challenges last week, right?
Yep.
So actually, I little bit make messy with those topics because actually I wanted to configure the route-based VPN, but
Mhm.
somehow I configured the policy-based VPN. So these are the two different concepts we have to discuss, right? And based on
Okay.
that, we have to do the separate two labs. But somehow I mass the each other everything. So let's do that today. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
So now we are going to discuss about how my route-based VPN is going to look like and what is the policy-based VPN is going to look like. So we have two concepts in the FortiGate firewalls. So let me open the firewall first. And admin, and let me go here. This is my firewall.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Nasad. How are you? Why late?
Yeah, I'm good, sir. Actually, I was in call.
Okay, no problem. So I was talking with Mawakina, right? Last class we massed the labs, right? So actually there is two concept. I just a little bit got confused you all. The policy-based VPN and route-based VPN. So I was trying to configure the policy-based VPN, but I was using the policy-based VPN, but I was using the route-based VPN concept, and that was the reason that lab was not working. Okay, so I just explained now both of the VPN so you guys can understand, and then we'll do the configuration one by one. Okay. So let me log in this one.
But today is same topic which is explained
Yes, yes, yes.
Friday.
Yes, yes. Same topic with
Okay, okay, okay.
correct sequence. Okay. Same topic. Let me go here. FortiGate 2. So system info interface, that is a 162. And this is going to admin. Okay, so this is fine. Okay. So first thing, we will understand what is the route-based VPN, what is the policy-based VPN. Okay, then we'll move to this particular concept. So guys, see, if I talk about the policy-based VPN, route-based VPN. So basically, most of the next generation firewall work on the route-based VPN. So route-based VPN, that means based on the routing, your VPN is going to be triggered. Okay. So Palo Alto support route-based VPN, policy-based VPN. Cisco ASA support also, Checkpoint support also, and also my FortiGate support the same concept. But the way of working, triggering the tunnel is little bit different because in the route-based VPN, based on the routings, means you have to point the routing toward the tunnels and then it is going to trigger your VPNs based on the IPsec phase 1, phase 2 parameters. Security association is going to be happen, your IKey is going to be created, and then your control tunnel is going to be created, your data tunnel is going to be created, then your traffic is going to travel under that tunnel. Route-based VPN is going to leverage this concept, but in the policy-based VPN, it is going to use the same concept, but the way of working is little bit going to be different. Because in the policy-based VPN, you have to match some interesting traffic, you have to allow by the spatial tunnel by matching in the ACL and all. In the router case scenario, router always use the both of the concept. So here the traffic is especially you have to define to just match the condition, then it is going to be processed in the policy-based VPN. So concept of the router VPN can use the virtual interfaces, that is a tunnel interface that is always going to be required in the route VPN. In policy VPN, it is not going to be required, right? A route is going to be configured directly to this interface, determining the packet should be sent through the VPN tunnel to destination IP address. That is a concept. In tunnel interface, you have to define based on tunnel, the traffic is going to be processed. So traffic flow through the VPN tunnel based on the static and dynamic route configuration. Means you have to do the static route configuration, dynamic routing configuration, then it is going to be process the traffic in the route-based VPN. This approach basically use a tunnel interface that is going to associated with the VPNs, act as the exit point of the traffic. Means whatever traffic is going to process, it is just going to be, let me just explain this way. So if you are going to build a tunnel, so my tunnel is going to build, my tunnel is going to build in this way. So traffic is always going to be processed by tunnels and tunnel interface is going to always come in a picture. So FortiGate Firewall basically going to define these tunnels automatically once you do the configuration. And based on defining, you are going to use that, VPN tunnels by the route base. The advantage, you can use the routing protocols, dynamic routing protocol, BGP, OSPF you want to run with this like IPsec, then it is only possible. Means if you have the route-based VPN and you're building the tunnel, then over the tunnel you want to run the BGP neighbor safe, OSPF neighbor safe, a static routing, all are possible. But if you are going to use the policies VPN, this is like you have to do everything static. Dynamic route is not possible. Okay. So what is the policy-based VPN? Policy-based VPN is the concept when VPN are going to configure directly within the firewall policy. Means once we convert this within the firewall policy, in the firewall policy here you can see if I'm going to create the policy, right now we don't have the IPsec mode. But if I go in the system, if I go in the feature visibility and I just enable this particular feature, let me enable that. Means I want to change this firewall mode as a policy-based VPN, where it was. So policy-based IPsec VPN. So once I do that, what is going to happen? If I go in the security policy, and this security policy, I want to create any policy. See, I have to define the special IPsec tunnels tab here. And based on this tab, your traffic is going to match against your security policy and it is going to send via the tunnel. Meaning VPN tunnel is triggered based on the source destination IP and it is going to always use this particular IPsec. This is only going to happen when I'm just going to enable the policy-based VPN. By default, it is disabled. You have to go in the feature-based feature and you just have to enable it. Then only it is possible, right? So that's why right now, first scenario, I'm going to do the route-based where it is not going to require. Second scenario, I'll configure the policy-based. Let's understand more about the policy-based concept. What is a policy-based VPN and how it is going to be used? So one thing I understand, like policy-based VPN are configured directly within the firewall policies. The traffic match against the security policy with action set to IPsec under the policy, which I showed right now. And that meaning is VPN tunnel is triggered based on your actual source destination and the specific services you are going to process by the policy. Then it is going to trigger. And how it is going to work? Security policy basically going to determine whether the VPN tunnel is going to use for the specific action. Either traffic need to be matched, process, action, deny, or allowed, right? And it is just required normal things, whatever you want to do that, like routing, but you don't have to put the tunnel-based routing. You just require the normal static routing from the source to destination. You not require tunnel and all. This is not going to support your any kind of the BGP, MPLS, BGP, OSPF kind of dynamic routing. It is just going to reach via the static route. So these are the like common advantage. And also it's very straightforward, doing the very easy configuration of this particular kind of the tunnels. So if I summarize, what is the route-based VPN? What is the policy-based VPN? So route-based basically use the tunnel interface. Policy-based not going to use the tunnel interface. It is going to leverage the firewall policy. And based on that, they're going to trigger the tunnel. No virtual interface. Directly policy are going to trigger the traffic. It is going to use the static routing. In policy-based, no dynamic possible. In route-based, we have the flexibility to support dynamic routing also. Route-based, more complex, multi-subnet scalable VPN, but policy-based is like a single site, a smaller setup, it is recommended. So always better support to route-based VPN, not the policy-based VPN. But you should know both of the scenario. If you have the requirement, you can do that configuration. So right now, what I'm going to do that, I'm going to trigger this VPN tunnel based on the route base. So let me first do one thing. I'll go in the VPNs and let me delete these all tunnels. First of all, I need to delete these all tunnels because it was created last week. So let me delete this all and we'll start the fresh tunnel configuration. Right. And I believe already you know what is underlay, what is overlay connectivity, because we have done discussion in last session. So we agree for that. If I want to build any tunnel, my underlay reachability should be 100% perfect. If there is no underlay connectivity, my overlay is never ever going to be work. So we'll check underlay, how it has been configured in the previous session. We just defined the static routes. Based on the static route, we just make sure my firewall 1 at the one location is reachable to another location. We provide some sort of the static routing under the routing table, and they are making our reachability. So let's validate that also, and then we'll see our underlay working or not. So this tunnel has been deleted. So both side tunnel has been deleted. Now let's back to the, let me see. Yeah, one reference is still there. We cannot delete that directly unless my reference is going to be deleted. So I simply go here. And I delete this as well. Okay, so now we are good. So this firewall having this PC, one side having this LAN 192.168.10/24, 172.16.10.0/24. Right now, they won't be able to reach one to another side. Let me show you. So they are not able to ping. See, I'm reaching to this particular destination. It is not pingable. Earlier it was a pingable, but now it is not pingable. So if I make the site-to-site VPN, then only they are going to be reachable. But before making site-to-site VPN, I have to make sure my underlay reachability should be fine. Means this public IP should able to reach this public IP. This public IP should able to reach this public IP. Then only it is possible, right? So how can I make? Because already we know this concept. So let me just verify. We done the static routing, default routing from here to here and here to here. Let me show you. So I'll go here in the network and the static routing. We put default route pointing toward the ISP link. Means on this firewall, I'll put the default route 18.8.8.2. In secondary firewall, I just go here again and the static route. And here I pull the default route 19.9.9.2. This black whole route we not required. But in case I don't want to process any unwanted traffic, I want to drop, then you can just delete, put this here. So I just removing, so avoid any confusion. So we just have the single default route, which is just going to process via the firewall. Now I have to validate my point to point. So I'll just open the CLI. I'll run the command execute ping, and I'm the firewall 1 right now, and I'll try to ping 19.9.9, and it should be reachable. If it is not reachable, that means my underlay is not fine. If my underlay is not fine, I cannot build my overlay. So this is fine. We are good for the one side. I'll go to another firewall. I'll simply go here. I'll put the execute ping 89.8.8.1, and it is also working. So this is also fine, right? So all good. Now what next? Next stage, we have to configure the VPN site to site so that these branches can reach to each other. So what is the first step? As I mentioned, we just have to go in the VPN. This time, I'm not enabling this feature visibility for the policy-based VPN. I'm just going normal route-based VPN. So this should be disabled. So what I can go under the VPN and I'll create a tunnel. Once I click the tunnel, previous time we use the site-to-site template, and based on template, we create the tunnels, and it was so quick. Means my tunnel automatic created, my routing automatic created, my policy automatic created. But this time we are not going to do the same step. We are going to do the custom by on parameter. I'm going to do my configuration. So how it is going to happen? So I'll just put the site-to-site VPN, right? Or I can put site-1 to site-2 VPN. Let me put site-1. It is not taking. Or I can just put in this way, S1 to S2 VPN. It's taking longer name. So I'll just put in this way. Okay. So I'll just copy. Now I don't want to select this site-to-site template. I want to use the custom. So I'll just select the custom. I'll click the next. Now it is asking, what is my remote gateway? As we agreed in the last class, remote gateway always the public IP address, which is going to be 99.9.9.1. So I'll use the static IP address, which is configure my remote gateway. That is this IP address. And we have other option also, like dialer user I have, that is going to be dynamic. DNS I have, FQDN, then also you can configure it. But I'll use the static IP address. Now it is asking from the which interface this traffic is going to process. Definitely port 2 is the WAN. So via WAN it is going to reach. So I'll put the port 2 here. What is my local gateway? Local gateway is this 89.8.8. So I'll go here and configure primary IP. This is the local gateway. Now it is asking NAT traversal required. So as we discussed, NAT traversal is not required unless we have the NAT device in between. And we know the concept as well because we discussed in the previous sessions. So I'll disable it. It is not required. Date peer deduction, we understand in the previous session what is the date peer deductions. In case of the any failure is going to happen, then it is going to be there and it is going to deduct your date, any kind of the tunnel means peer is going to be down IPsec. So it's going to deduct automatically based on these timers. Authentication method, advanced we not required because we already discussed. Pre-shared key or certificate based, we have the authentication method. So we are going to use the pre-shared key and I can use the password like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this must be the same another side also, right? And we are going to use the IKey version 1 because we know the full concept of the what is IKey version 1, what is IKey version 2, what is aggressive mode, what is the main mode. We all know that. And we also agree if I'm going to configure the encryption in phase 1 should be the same encryption on the other firewall in the phase 1. Authentication in the phase 1 should be the same. Diffie element should be the same, should not be changed. So here we are going to use the encryption DS and also MD5 as a authentication and Diffie-Hellman group I'm going to select as a group 5. Okay, so this has been done. Phase 1 parameter we almost done. Now coming to the phase 2 parameter. So phase 2 parameters, it is going to ask what is my local LAN subnet from where I want to generate the traffic. That is my 192.168.10.0/24. So I'll go here. I'm going a little bit fast because we already know all these concepts in the previous session. So I'm not putting a lot of efforts. So let me just put the remote one, 16.10.0/24. So what is my remote one? This is my remote subnet, remote LAN. This is done. Now we have, see, this has been changed. Site 1 to Site 2 VPN, local subnet, remote subnet. This is the interesting traffic is going to be processed. Now go in the advanced. After going in advanced, you have to select again encryptions. So a lot of parameter there. Just you required one parameter. Encryption is DS and authentication. I'll use the again for the, this is for the phase 2. And earlier it was the phase 1. And we enable the reply deductions also. We know what is the reply deduction. Also required the perfect forward server, that is PFC is going to be enabled. I'll use that particular group 5. And auto negotiation I enable also. So negotiation is going to happen between these two tunnels, right? And I'll click OK. No other configuration is going to be required. Simple. So I'll click OK and my tunnel has been created, but it's showing down. What else I have to do that? So once my tunnel has been created, my tunnel is showing here, but we require the security policy. So this time security policy you have to configure manually. And because it's a route-based VPN, so all traffic which is coming from the LAN want to go to the another side, they will go via the tunnels. So you have to go here and you have to create the policy site 1 to site 2 via VPN tunnel. This is the policy we are creating. So we are sending the traffic from site 1 to site B via the VPN tunnel. So what is my incoming interface where my LAN traffic is going to come? That is a port 3. So I'll just select the port 3 here. But what is the outgoing interface from where traffic you want to go? That is my tunnel interface, guys. That's the most important. I want to send via tunnel interface. So already we created a tunnel here in the IP's VPN section. We created a tunnel. So I'll go here, outgoing interface. You are going to find this tunnel we created. So I'll use the same tunnel. And it is asking what is my source interface where traffic is going to be originated. That is 192.168.10.10. So I simply go here and already created this subnet object. So I'll just match this site A LAN. And what is my destination? That also we created that site B LAN 172.16.10.10. So I'll just select this one. Services, I can just select all services. Action should be allowed. NAT is not going to require, so I disable it. And all session, I just click it. Like I want to see all the logs. So I just select the all session, this policy is created. Most important, you can see this traffic is going from the site 1 to site 2 VPN. Now, when the traffic is going to come from the reverse, because you're sending the traffic, so it is going to follow this path, means LAN to VPN. But when it is going to come from here to here, should be the WAN, means VPN to LAN. So we require the reverse policy also. It is also important. So you just go and create. This time the policy should be site 2 to site 1 via VPN. So what is my incoming interface? That should be my VPN tunnel where traffic should be come, and where they want to go. This is the reverse direction we are talking. Means when the traffic is going to come from this will land via the VPN, and then it will go to this interface. Earlier it was sending via this one. So that's why we have the forward policy, and we require the reverse policy as well. So I'll go here and I'll just put the outgoing interface 1/3. Source subnet, this time we should have the site B LAN from where the traffic is going to come, or site A LAN, my local subnet. Services should be all except, again NAT, again all session, and okay. And when we done via the template, guys, it was auto created everything. We have not done this kind of the policy, but if I'm doing the manually, I should do it manually. Now, so policy is created, tunnel is created. Okay, you can see tunnel is created. The most important is still routing is going to require. The routing we have done right now, that is just for the underlay connectivity. Where is the static routing? Underlay connectivity. But if I want to send traffic via the tunnel, so I have to create the routing. The traffic should send via the tunnel. So how it is going to happen? So I can put the destination could be site B destination, because I want to go site A to site B. So site B destination 172. So I'll go here 172.16.10.0/24. And interface should be most important. This is my tunnel interface. This is a simple thing. You have to do that and click OK. So this is the routing. If I want to go for this, any underlay connectivity, this routing is going to come in a picture. If I want to go overlay connectivity, then this is going to trigger via the tunnels. So this is done. My one site configuration has been done, and still my tunnel is down because we not configure another site. So let's do the another site configuration. So I'll go here and log in. And let's first do the VPN configuration step by step. So I'll go here again, IPsec and site 2 to site 1 VPN, right? So this is custom base. I'll click the next again. So remote gateway, this time it's going to be 89.8.1. So 89.8.8.1. Interface is going to be this, your WAN interface, port 2, right? Local is my this IP address. Net reversion not required. On demand tunnel preset key must be same 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, I believe we have used. So till 9 we have used. Another site also used. We are using the IKEY version 1. We know the region, right? It's the most demandable because we have a lot of features available. IKEY version 2 we can use, but we don't have this option available. It is going to by default use the all algorithm. So it is going to use, I don't require that much. So I'll use the encryption same DS and the MD5 because you use the same parameter on the other side. I'll use the Diffie-Hellman, that is a 15, right? And sorry, the Diffie-Hellman is a 5, not 15. And this is the phase 1. I believe we are good. Let me quick check. Static IP, this is a port 2, local, net reverse disable. I use on demand, feed detection default, preset key, okay. Main mode we are using, that's fine. This is parameter is fine, the same we have used another side. Now come to the LAN subnet. So this time my local subnet would be 172.16.10.0/24. Remote subnet should be my 192.168.10.0/24. and advanced we have to go here. Okay, this is the most important. So advanced you have to go again, and phase 2 proposal, right? So you have to add the encryption, that is again DS, and you have to add again MD5, and different element group is same. Auto negotiation you have to start and click OK. So this tunnel also we created, still showing down. Okay, so we have to do again policy here also. So we'll just go and create the policy manually. So I'll just go here, and this time I'll just make Site-2 to Site-1 VPN tunnel or VPN policy, just put in this way. Incoming interface this time should be port 3, definitely. So I'll use the port 3 as an incoming. Where they want to go, this is my tunnel. Source interface should be my no interface. I have to create the object here. So let me create site B LAN, and this LAN is my 172.16.10.0/24. Okay, so this is going to be match site VLAN, and destination I'll create another object group from here. I'll create from here site VLAN, and this is going to be 192.168.10.0/24. Okay, and this is done. And sorry, this should be called in the site VLAN should be this one, and destination should be site A, because you have to go from site B to site A this time. And services I can allow any. This is not going to require. All session I want to see the logs, every logs. So I click OK. So my policy has been created for the one direction. Means if I'm initiating the traffic from this way, it is possible. But when the traffic is going to come from this way, it should be the reverse policy. Means your traffic will come from tunnel to the LAN. So I have to define the reverse policy as well. So I will just use again Site-1 to Site-2 tunnel VP via tunnel. Okay, or you can just make the policy whatever you want to pick, put a name. This traffic is coming from Site-1 to Site-2, so it will use this tunnel. Okay, and this is your port, because you have to transfer the traffic on this one. And see, now tunnel is showing green. That means it look like my traffic is working fine. So site A LAN and destination would be the site B LAN. Okay, any question you guys having, or everyone clear about this, what I'm doing? It's a pretty straightforward, I believe.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. Nashad, you,
Yeah.
Pradeep. Okay, you guys are understanding why creating two policies? Nashad, Pradeep, Madan, what else? You guys are on mute. So this policy has been done. Okay, after this policy, we have to create the routings as well. So routing, again, I have to go in the network, and I have to go in the static route. And here I just go and define the static route. I want to go in destination 192.168.10.0/24, because I'm the Site-2 and I have to go Site-1. So I have to give the routing for this one, and this routing will go via your Site-2 to 1 VPN. I'll click OK. So now my tunnel has been created. Now you see the actual status of the VPN tunnel. It must be showing up. Let me show you, because it is automatically going to trigger. And earlier VPN was down, but you can see now it's showing the up. Means the traffic is start processing, because already we ping earlier, and see my traffic is start working perfectly fine, because I have configured the rightly VPN tunnel without any problem, and that's why my traffic is start processing via the tunnels. How can I check that? You just go in the logs, traffic forwarding. You'll see after some time the logs is going to be available. And now you can see the logs are available here, and it's showing for a 21 minute before log. So you see 9 seconds before. So now this traffic is coming from the 192.168, and it is going to destination, and policy it is hitting. But most important, if I'm just going to click on these logs, you just go in the right side, you are going to find the interesting steps, and it is going to indicate that how your traffic is going to process from one side to another side. So see there, my traffic is coming from this IP, from this port, but going to this destination, but it is using the tunnels. It's not going directly via the port 2, which is my WAN interface. So it is using the tunnel, and this is the VPN type IPsec VPN. This traffic is accepted and this policy is hitting here, and the firewall policy type you can see here. So everything is available here very clearly, means your traffic is going via the site-to-site VPN tunnel only. It's not processing via the interface, which is my local port 2. So this is my route-based VPN. Similarly, if I just refresh the policy again here, and if I want to check for the 172 routes, it is going to show sometime after some times, definitely. Wait for a while, it is going to show you. So you are going to find the traffic is going to come from this particular firewall. This firewall is going to, let me go here. This, if I going in the, here. So 4 seconds, this is the traffic, you can see. So if I'm just going to open this one, you can see this is coming from this IP.
Sir, user PC
Go ahead, please.
192.168.10.10 is LAN user PC IP address
Yes, LAN user IP address.
or from A side and 72.
Another side, no, sir. This is another side. This is another side. Site A, side B.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes.
see, if traffic is coming from this interface on this firewall, this traffic is coming from which interface? Site-to-site VPN interface. And where it is reaching? Means this is, sorry, this is from 172 to 192. So coming from the port 3, this traffic is coming from port 3, but it is going via the tunnels to another site. This is my tunnel information. And you can see what policy it is hitting. But if you check this traffic, it is coming from, most important, it is coming, this traffic is coming from the tunnel and it is going to the destination as an actual port. So it is clearly proofing that whatever traffic I'm sending, that is going via the tunnel only. And if I want to check how the negotiation was happen after creating these tunnels, so you can find this information here. Let me show you. So if I go in the events, if I go in the VPN events, so when I create the tunnels, right, then they negotiated some parameter for the phase 1. You can see this tunnel has been created for phase 1, phase 2 also created, and see this all parameters, whatever we configured, they negotiate local IP, they use this one, negotiated for the phase 2 parameter, negotiation success, security level, you can see that, what authentication, ESP they use, the protocol, authentication they use the MD5, ESP transport, this is ESP protocol, they use port number, you can see that, outgoing interface, remote IP, remote port number, sender. So everything, whatever you configure, the all parameters showing with the your all details. If you go for the phase 1, similar kind of, you can see port numbers, UDP port number they are using. Responder, they are also showing the local IP, remote IP for the control connections. So it is proofing that like whatever traffic we have sending from the site A to site B, the first your negotiation was done, phase 1, phase 2 negotiation done. After doing the phase 1, phase 2 negotiation, you just start sending traffic via the tunnel. Who is going to prove that? This traffic is proofing that your traffic is going via tunnels. If you're going to find your exit interface, that means your traffic is going via the actual WAN. We'll see this is going to happen in the next lecture, that is a policy-based VPN, right? So right now it's a route-based VPN, so all traffic is going via the tunnels only for your LAN to LAN site. But if I just want to see this traffic, let's suppose I want to initiate the traffic from this firewall, this is always going to show your internal LAN connectivity. Means underlay connectivity, not LAN, WAN underlay connectivity. So is it clear? Route-based VPN. Shall we move to the policy-based VPN?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so let me stop the recording. Okay, so now we have the another concept, the policy-based VPN. How the policy-based VPN is going to be like configured. So once we're done with the route-based VPN, so we not require the route-based VPN, not require the policy. So what I'm going to do that, first thing I'll go in the VPN. I will go here. First, I'll delete everything. I cannot delete direct VPN configuration because they have the different reference numbers. So I have to delete all the reference numbers. So my routing policy, everything is going to be deleted. Then I can delete the VPNs. So let me do that. So I'll delete this one. And I'll delete this one also. I'll delete this one also. and we'll see how to configure the policy-based VPN. So I believe every VPN will configure, means concept is going to be clear. Nothing is going to pending. So now this has been done, and we delete this. Okay, this has been done. So once I delete this one, you see we don't have any security policy also. That has been also deleted because we deleted the reference number. And if I go the routing as well, so static route also delete. Only you have the underlay routing configuration that is going to be required. So we'll go again on the firewall one, go in the VPN, go in the tunnel. See, tunnel went down, right? Inactive because we disable or delete it from another end. So I will go here. I'll just delete this interface. I'll delete this as well. Okay, I'll delete this as well. I'll delete this as well. This all have been deleted. Okay, okay. This is done. So tunnel has been deleted, guys. And if I go in the network, I want to show the route. There's no route, only the underlay connectivity. Okay, this is must. If I go in the policy, so again, we don't have any policies. Let me show you. So you verify first underlay connectivity is there. In case of any scenario, so let me see we have the underlay connectivity or not. So I'll check execute ping. I'll ping the 99.9.9.1. There's a firewall 2 IP address. It is pinging. So that means I'll just check the reverse as well. Execute ping 89.8.8.1. This is also pinging. So that means we have the point-to-point traceability and there is no problem at all, right? So underlay is fine. Now we have to build the policy-based VPN. So as I mentioned, if I want to build the policy-based VPN, so I have to go in the VPN. These are the default behavior I have. And if I go and enable the system and feature visibility, I enable the policy-based VPN. Where is policy-based VPN concept here? Once I apply it, you see under the VPN, some more feature has been enabled. IPsec concentrator, and it is not showing on this particular IP VPN because we not enable the feature of the policy-based VPN. So you have to enable this feature on the both firewall. Then only you can build the IPsec tunnels based on the policy. So I will go here also and go in the system and feature visibility. And I'll enable this policy-based VPN concept. So this is done. So now you can see in the VPN also we have the concentrator. So this is the first step. Now, any question? So you have to enable this. There is no choice. After that, what I have to do that? Simple. I will go in the IPsec tunnel. I have to create my IPsec tunnel again. And this time again, I'll put the Site-1 to Site-2 tunnel or VPN. I can put. The same thing is going to be there again. I have to use the custom one. I'll put the next. Everything is going to same. But one thing you can see here, enable the IPsec interface mode. That was earlier not available. Let me show you. Earlier, this feature was not available. Enable IPsec tunnel mode, right? It is available right now. Let me show you on this firewall. I disable this feature again and ensure that this is not available. So now I disable it. So now it's normal Route-Based VPN. So if I'm going to create a tunnel again, see here, just putting for your reference, and I'm just put any name. And I'm just going to custom and next. See, this feature is not available. Which feature? Enable IPsec interface mode. This is not available in the route-based VPN concept, but now it is available, right? So this is the one difference you are finding. Rest are going to be same. So what we have to do that, let me first change. So you have to uncheck this enable IPsec interface mode, right? You just have to uncheck. It is not going to required. By default, this feature is going to be checked. You have to uncheck it. So what next? Let me just change this also feature visibility.
Which situation you use for this particular services, sir? Enable.
Sorry.
Which condition enable means tick mark for enable IPsec interface mode? In which situation use?
So if you have the IPsec interface mode,
Hello,
right?
can you hear me?
Your voice is too much breaking, right?
Uh,
You're asking about which situation we can enable, right?
yes.
So you can enable this. Let's suppose you have the some different vendor devices. You want to create interface mode configuration. Then you can enable. If you don't want to use the interface mode, like similar tunnel interface, you have to create the IPsec interface mode. Then you can enable. If you don't want to make the interface mode, right? You don't want to create the interface. Then you can just disable it. So we are not going to create the interface. We are going to leverage the complete policy, and based on that, we want to enable the tunnels. So we'll leave it as a disable. We'll see if enable is going to happen, then how the configuration is going to be changed in the next step. Okay. So I'm going to use simple concept here, like similar. Again, I have to define this, the remote gateway, that is a 99.9.9.1. Interface would be this one. Local gateway is this one, right? And NAT is disabled. Nothing is going to be changed. Preset key, again, I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is going to be there, right? And I'll just go here, here. Encryption DSC. I'll just use the MD5, right? And I will just go there. Everything is going to look similar. I'll just make my local subnet should be 192. So I'll just go 192.168.10.0/24. Okay. And let me use a remote one, 172.610.10.0/24. Advanced, I'll go here. And I don't require that much. I just require the DS. Also, I use the MD5 here. And I use the same Diffie-Hellman group 5 for the phase 2 as well, same parameter. And auto negotiation I can enable. So let me review what I have done. So we are configuring the policy-based VPN. So this time we are not going to enable the interface mode. Okay, so that is going to be disabled. We'll just use the policy features. Based on that, we're just going to process the tunnels. And this is my static configuration. Again, similar configuration is going to happen. You'll see what difference is going to happen in the actual policy apply and how the traffic is going to propagate it. And I'll use this wall configuration is same. Done. Now the tunnel configuration is almost same. But if I go for the policy is going, one more thing, I have to go in the VPN, right? And I have to go in the concentrator. This also must be added your concentrator. So earlier it was not showing, right? When I was trying to do the same lab in the previous session, so I was doing some mistakes. So because of that, it was not showing. So now it's showing the concentrator.
Yes.
And now it is showing site to you can just put site 1 to site 2. Means this is concentrator is going to get from site 1 to site 2. So S1 to S2 VPNs that has been created. Previous case it was not showing, but now it is showing. So tunnel we create the concentrator. From that, the tunnel is going to be initiated. Now, what about the policy and routing? The two things I have done. Let's go in the policy. Policy is not going to be similar. What earlier we create the policy from LAN traffic is coming, it should go via the tunnel. But this is not case going to happen in this way. This time we'll send the traffic directly from the WAN interface. But over the WAN interface, the tunnel is going to be created. Not a special tunnel is going to be created to send the traffic. So this time when I'm going to create the policy, I'll go and create the policy. Site 1 to site 2 policy. VPN policy. I can put any name. And I'll just put the incoming interface is this time is port 3. So I will use the port 3 as an incoming interface. Outgoing interface is going to be port 2. Okay. And source this time again, it is going to use the same site A LAN. I want to send the traffic. Destination site B. So what difference we are doing here? We are not using the tunnels this time. We are not, even tunnel option is not coming to use it. Earlier the tunnel we created that was showing here. Mawakin, are you getting my point? What is the difference in the policy?
Yeah, I'm getting your point.
And also most important, we allow the all. Here we have the special tab IPsec. Earlier it was not there. So you have to accept, but you have to use the IPsec. Clear?
Okay.
And tunnel, VPN tunnel, you have to use here that the tunnel you created for the concentrator. And also you have to check allow traffic to initiate it from the remote side. Means you want to initiate traffic from the remote end. So you have to check. If it is not going to check, then it is traffic is not going to be initiated, not going to work for you. So just enable this also. So tunnel, now we are created a tunnel, the same VPN tunnel we are calling here, just process the traffic, but it is going to leverage the policy. Based on the policy, IPsec is going to be triggered. And based on that, your policy-based VPN is going to be triggered, and then it is going to process all the traffic. Any question in this policy section? Anyone? Or we are good? Let me click OK then. So we created a tunnel. We created the policy. Now we require the single policy, not the multiple policy. Okay. If we initiate the traffic from different directions, we can use the different policy. So I just have to go. Let's suppose I want to initiate another side traffic. So I just have to change from this to this, right? So this is going to be your incoming interface. This is going to be outgoing interface. The source is going to be your LAN B. Site is going to be LAN A. This is also going to be accepted. You can put the IPsec. You have to use this. So actually, in this scenario, one more thing you have to make a very good note. If you are using the IPsec tunnel, right, based on the policy-based mode, you don't require the reverse direction policy. Only one policy is going to act as a forward traffic and reverse policy. See, if I'm trying to create this option is not coming to me because we are using the policy mode VPN. So it is just going to same policy. It is going to process my all traffic. So this is not going to be required. So just one way traffic is going to be processed and it is going to allow. And which is going to allow which command? This is the allow remote traffic to initiate it. This is going to allow automatic traffic. So this is the most important. If it is going to disable, this policy is not going to work for the remote end side. But already enabled, so we not required the reverse policy. Also, you're not able to create the reverse policy. So this is done. Now you go have to routing, static routing. We don't require any other type routing. The same routing is going to use. No other routing is going to require. See, we don't have any option here to use the routing. So routing is also going to use a underlay one routing. Clear? So we done on the one side. Now let's go on the another sides. So tunnel is down. Let me go here again. Admin. Okay. Okay. Feature visibility is already enabled. I'll go in the VPN. I'll create the VPNs, right? Site S2 to S1 VPN. I'll go in the custom. Next. So remote is 89.8.8.1. Interface should be this one. Local is my primary. Why remote? You know, this is remote. Okay. I'm in the FortiGate 2. This is going to be disable. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The pre-shared, this is same. Nothing is going to be changed. I'll use the one parameters here as a DS MD5. This is the same, not going to change. This is my local subnet 172.16.10.0/24. This is my remote 192.168.10.0/24. Nothing is going to be changed. Advanced I'll use. Proposal, I just use the DS MD5 because it's the same things. This one, because local port, remote port, I'll just allow any. So let me just review. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is also fine. This is also fine. Saved is also fine. This is also fine. Okay. So now this has been done, right? Now we just have to go and create the policy. Okay. One more thing we have to create concentrator. Okay. So let me put the name again here. Okay, why concentration is not showing? Because we miss one more thing here. Let me delete again, okay? Let me create again IPsec tunnel. S1 to S2 VPN. Sorry, I make one mistake. And custom next. I should disable it. Enable IPsec interface mode should be disabled. Then only concentration is going to be shown.
Sir, sir, sir.
Yeah.
Name S2 to S2 VPN. Is that it?
Okay. Sorry. S2 to S1. Okay. Thanks for reminding.
Okay.
Okay. Interface should be port 2. And then local gateway should be this one. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it should be disable, not enable. Else we have to create the overlay connector VPNs. So we don't require in this scenario. So I'll use the encryption as a DS. It is going to be MD5. This one I'll go in the phase 2. Phase 2 local subnet 172.16.10.0/24. And I'll just go here 192.168.10.0/24. And advance. We'll go here and negotiation should be same. MD5, defailment I'm using the 5 only. Encryption, I'll use the DS, I'll use the MD5 here also. So all good. Let me review one more time. I'm not doing any mistake. Fine. This is also fine. Okay. So let me click OK. Now this is fine. Let me go on the concentrator and I'll just use again. It's not showing. Okay. So if I'm going to enable that tunnel, right, while creating, so I have to create my overlay controller VPNs that is going to again come in a picture. So right now I just created IPsec tunnel, IPsec concentrator, and I map the VPN. Now routing definitely not required. It is going to use the same thing, but policy is going to require one-way policy. So I'll use the policy here. Site-2 to Site-1 policy. Incoming interface, definitely this is my incoming interface, port 3. Outgoing interface, that is my port 2. No, yes, port 2. This is a WAN interface. And so should be my Site B LAN, from where the traffic is going to be initiated. Site A LAN. Services should be all. IPsec. Concentrator should be put it here. Allow remote traffic should be there. And I will go for the all session. Policy should be enabled. And click OK. So my policy has been also created. Okay, let me go and see what is happening here. So I will go here and I'll just go here and see my tunnel has been up now. So this tunnel has been up, and also I'll go here again. IPsec tunnel, this is showing up as well. So it means right now my tunnel has been up. So my this interesting traffic also should be pingable. See, so now my traffic also start pinging. And this time it is working via the policy-based VPN. And configuration totally different. Means the route-based VPN we have done, that was having the different set of the configuration, different set of the policy, different set of the routing. In the policy base, we have the different set of the policy, different set of the routing, and different type of the VPN configuration. So you should be very much cautious. In this case, we cannot run any dynamic protocols. But let me show you how the traffic is look like now. So if I'm going in the log forwarding logs here, you can see now the traffic I'm initiating 16 seconds ago, and I just check on the policy. This is showing your actual port is carrying the traffic from site 1 to site 2. So this traffic is going via the coming from the port 3, but it is going via the port 2. And it is accepting via this policy. And this is again using the IPsec VPN. But this time this VPN is a policy-based VPN because we don't have the tunnel information here. So this is clearly showing your traffic is directly going by the local interface without building any tunnels. So this is your tunnel VPNs. This is not your tunnel VPN. This is your policy VPN. Similarly, if you go here as well, if you go in the logs, just open any logs. See the traffic is coming from port 3, and it was the old log, I believe. So not leave log. 20 minutes ago is a log. So let me wait for the 4 seconds ago we have log. Now see the traffic is coming from the port 3, going by the port 2, but again it's a IPsec tunnel. So it's also proofing your traffic is going via the VPN. What else we can check? If you go in the events, if you just check the VPN events, you can see this is Site-1, Site-2. 2 minutes ago the events has been triggered. The earlier negotiation has been dead. It's become different color. These are the greens. And make the IPsec connection state change. And you have defined this kind of the negotiation. They all negotiation showing here. And IPsec, you can say phase 1, phase 2, they install, it is going to be initiated. So it's also proofing everything is processing fine. So how can I identify it's a policy-based VPN, route-based VPN? You can always go in the policy. If your policy have this section enable, then you have to understand this is my policy-based VPN. Sorry, route-based VPN. Sorry, my bad. It's a policy-based VPN. If this is not enabled, right? Simple, your acceptance is there, and you also sending the traffic via the tunnel in the routing, then it is your route-based VPN. Clear to everyone? Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear. It's a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
The two method, which one is the best?
The best choice is route-based VPN. Unless,
Routing VPN is
yes, unless you have this special requirement. Like a
okay.
special requirement, like you just want to make any kind of the different vendor configuration, then policy-based VPN is going to come in a picture.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Any questions? Anyone have else? Any questions?
Not a question, but something to ask something, please, sir. I don't know. Can you help us to set up our own labs, like the FortiGate, to make it on VM, or is it possible to help and then make it?
You can set up FortiGate
it
on your system. This is absolutely, it is possible, but you do have the required configurations. Means high configuration, like you have to require like minimum 16 GB RAMs, like that.
Yeah,
Do you have
in
that?
situation I have everything. Yeah, like
Yes.
my laptop is supporting everything. And how to make it? That's my problem.
Oh, okay. So you just have to use the EVNG. Okay. Based on the
Yeah.
EVNG, you have to do the installation process. You just have to go documentation of the EVNG. Let me show you. So EVNG documentations. And here you just go if you want to install the FortiGate. So you just have to go in the installation. Sorry. You have to go in documentations. And you have to go here in how to create image, right? And here you have to find the FortiGate. See FortiGate image. So you have to find these compatible images, right? And you have to follow this step how to install the FortiGate in your ESXi VMware hypervisors. So you have to install your hypervisor. Inside of the hypervisor, you have to install the EVNG, right? Software. And then you have to upload the image. So it's a quite long process. You have to understand this process. Then you can do that. Or probably you can go our channel. You are going to find that one of the video EVNG installation. Let me see. This is a video that has been created by me only. Okay. So you can follow this video, right? And you'll get how to install the EVNG and images and all. Okay. So let me share in the chat. So you can find it. So I believe we are good with this particular VPN because in the VPN we understand, right? Let me summarize it. We understand if I want to create the VPN via the template based VPN, then it's very easy to do that. Almost 5-minute job, right? But we discuss about the route-based VPN. and we discuss about the policy-based VPN. If you are going to create this template base, it always going in the route based. Okay. You can also change in the policy based. There is a feature you can do that. But if you want to do the routers VPN manually, you have to do in this section. What is going to happen? Your routing is going to be automatic configuration. Routing is going to happen automatic. Your policy is going to be created automatic. You don't have to define anything. You just have to click on the template. It's very easy. But in the routers VPN, you want to do the custom. So you have to create the routing by on. You have to create the policy by on. You have to create the IPsec configuration by on, including the phase 1 and phase 2. Similar in the policy-based VPN, again, you have to do your routing by on. That is the underlying routing is only going to be available. Policy by on, you have to enable the policy-based VPN feature in the feature visibility, and you have to do the other concentrator in the VPN configuration. So I can close it here. We can have a tomorrow Q&A if you have any question specific to the VPN concept, like if you guys had any special question you want to understand a bit more, so I can cover those as well. So you have the full-fledged understanding how it is going to look like. Okay, clear?
Yeah, clear. So,
Okay, so see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you, guys.